So I'm just going to say that I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while now, and quite frankly, it's overdue. Now, even though this may not be like my other educational and, tutorial style videos on the channel, it's important. And I say it's important because it may make or break on how quickly you'll be able to find success with dropshipping, or even your overall chances of finding success with it. Let me take a wild stab at this. You probably clicked on this video because you're in high school or in college and you heard about making money online with dropshipping from an ad on social media or perhaps through a friend. I myself actually came about it while I was eating lunch in the cafeteria during an internship. And I actually still remember it was an ad from Mike Vestil. So Mike Vestil, shout out to you. Now the question here on the table is pretty obvious, right? And it may sound something like, should I drop out of school to pursue dropshipping full time? Or even something like, should I take a break from school to pursue dropshipping full time? Now, I want to give you my full unbiased opinion on this as someone who's kind of been through this stage of life, someone who's generated successfully multiple 6 and 7 figures through Shopify dropshipping. So buckle up. If you're in high school, which is grades 9 to 12 here in the US, I want you to know that you're super early. And this is a great thing. With the amount of resources that are available online now, I really don't find it shocking when I see teenagers, yes, literally teenagers, making hundreds and thousands of dollars online. So point is, you are really early, and I'm gonna make this simple. I personally would not drop out or take a break. This is if you're in high school, like I said. Looking in retrospect, high school is really not all that serious. I mean, yeah, try and get good grades, but workload wise, it's really not that tough if you have, the bare minimum time management skills. And chances are, if you're a junior or senior in high school, if you're in your last 1 or 2 years, you exactly know what I'm talking about. High school is something that really comes only once in a lifetime, and these 4 years, not only do you develop, lifelong friends, but believe it or not, you also get to learn a lot of valuable social skills that are very, very applicable in the real world. In fact, I still have a very tight-knit group of friends from high school. There's about 8 or 10 of us, and we meet almost every week or two. And some of them are working corporate life, some of them are still in school, and some of them are also entrepreneurs like myself. Point is, enjoy the ride, right? And I can blindly say that you can easily manage school itself, homework, assignments, tasks, maybe do 2 or 3 less extracurricular activities, and yet you'll still have about 3 to 5 hours per day to work on your dropshipping business. Also, the other good thing is that you're not 21 when you're in high school, so you have very less social obligations. For example, going to bars or clubs or lounges or anything like that. And if you're already going to those, well, then you're a menace. Obviously, if you're under 21. No, but seriously, time can be made while you're in high school, and these 4 golden years will truly never come back. I know I was the least stressed when it came to schoolwork and all in high school. And this is me saying that while I did not actually go to my town or city public high school, I actually went to a vocational high school, right? Where you had to apply to get in, actually go through a rigorous process. And I'm still saying that I still had a whole bunch of time on my plate. All in all, take it seriously, of course, but you don't have to go overboard for something that doesn't really carry heavy weight in the long term. All right, so now that that's out the way, perhaps you're watching this and you're 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, whatever it really may be. Perhaps you're in your undergraduate years of college or university, or maybe you're in graduate school. Obviously, this is considered, higher education, and it really gets more serious here. I obviously know that from experience, and we'll get to kind of that whole story in just a little bit. But yeah, some of you guys may also be paying, substantial fees every single semester and working towards a serious degree, a possible career path down the line. So to kind of rewind a little bit and to give you guys a little bit more context, I'm of South Asian descent, if you guys already did not know. And, a child is very respected in their family when he or she becomes something in the healthcare profession, right? AKA a doctor. Again, I'm not speaking for everyone and everyone's families, but this is usually the case. And if you're watching this and you are of South Asian descent, you can probably relate to what I'm saying here. So when starting my freshman year of university or of college, I was actually on the pre-medicine track, right? I wanted to become this big old optometrist, be in the healthcare field. And just after about 2 semesters of barely passing my life science classes, I knew that this shit was not for me. And when I say barely passed, I literally mean that, guys. Your boy may have had to pull 1 or 2 strings.
Nice.
At this point, I changed tracks, I changed majors. Deep down, I kind of low-key always had a passion for business and for finance and stuff like that. So again, that is the line I'm going towards now. And between my sophomore year and junior year, the summer between that, going into my junior year, I had this internship, right? And that's when I found out about Shopify dropshipping, about this whole making money online thing. Now, I kind of knew what I was getting into, right? So for the next 2 years, I knew that things were going to get difficult, and hopefully this was for the better, right? At least that's what I thought at that time. And obviously I'm sitting here and making this video, so they did. Because that, my friends, builds character. But yeah, I knew things were going to get tough, right? Because I had to balance now my social life at a state university, being a full-time student, being in a relationship at that time, and then also devoting every minute I had into my new Shopify venture. I was kind of obsessed in making this work, right? I mean, it was all glorified and stuff like that. You can't really blame me. And more than that, I was really passionate. This was something that really interested me in a really long time. And sure, I did come across hurdles and roadblocks and challenges, and I did lose a lot of money, in fact. I wasn't wise at all. I wasn't properly educated, and in fact, there weren't as many resources out there about dropshipping that exist today. That's kind of a whole nother story, the whole rags to riches stuff. So I actually made a video on that. If you are interested, after this video, click right here and it should take you to it. I decided to stick to the grind, learn how to balance everything slowly but surely, and by the end of my senior year, I was making some decent money, right? And this was all through my huge winning product that I had found. I'm talking about a whale-sized winning product, right? A product that can make you at least $250,000 a month in sales or revenue. At least that's what exists in my dictionary. I knew this was it. This was my first huge breakthrough, and I also knew that I'm gonna go ahead and ride on this momentum now. I was about to drop out. I was probably this close of doing so. But personally speaking, in the respect of my parents, I didn't, right? They emigrated to this country 30, 40 years ago to give themselves obviously a better life, but more importantly, to give the generations to come a better life. And in the respect of them, yes, I did want to get that, piece of paper like they call it. At this point, graduation was just a few months away, and I guess I didn't really have a graduation. Thank you, COVID, shout out. I was outsourcing all my homework assignments and stuff like that. I was barely going to classes, and the ones that I really needed to go, I was working on my business. I was barely paying attention, and at this point, I kind of just wanted to be out through those doors. Now, do I recommend outsourcing stuff like how I did? I mean, maybe if you're in my position, maybe. I'm just kidding. I'm not recommending anything in this video that will, get you guys in trouble potentially. So fast forwarding almost 3 years from that point, do I really use my degree? No. And luckily, I built my income streams throughout the year through multiple online brands and through my digital marketing agency, and I did pay off my loans. Could I have used that money and invested into some other assets? Sure, but what happened, right? What's done is already done. I can't really go ahead and change the course of action. It's tough to speak for everyone because everyone has different circumstances, right? Different scenarios from their day-to-day living to the environment that they're in. I will say, however, that if you are thinking of dropping out, have something on the table that's working. Have some sort of proof of concept. Maybe making a few $1,000s a month to support your necessary needs and all of your other expenses. Truth is, when you're in your 20s, playing an offense is not what a lot of people do. And if you know about Gary Vee or follow him, he says this a lot actually. And it's something that I do very much resonate with. And sometimes, sure, family can get in your way because at the end of the day, they want that safety net for you, especially your parents. But regardless, you can at least try and talk to them. Nonetheless, it's high risk, high reward, as they say, in your 20s. The earlier you are, the better it is because time is on your side and time is finite, as we all know. You see, if you really want to make this work, you don't only want to become a good dropshipper, you want to become a good business owner, a good entrepreneur, knowledge, and perhaps venture into different fields of e-commerce, different areas of e-commerce in the future. What I'm saying is that you want to be in this for the long run. Don't think about it as you're going to make a quick buck, dip, and then do something else, because this is a real business at the end of the day, and you must treat it like one. So have a talk with yourself and tell yourself that that's the only plan. And that plan is plan A. Your mindset is going to be a huge telling point both now and in the future. Worst case scenario, you give it your all for 12 or 24 months and you don't see any results at all. or you don't climb up the ladder. In that case, it's okay. At least you gave it a shot, and now if you have to or if you want to, you can go back to school to complete your education or your degree. Now is the time to try new things and mess up and still have it be completely fine. What matters is that you're taking that experience with you, you're taking that knowledge with you, and you're learning and growing from it. I really live by this quote, and it goes something like, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? And that's not only in business, but in all areas of life, because how you do one thing is truly how you do everything. Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, to say the least. I'll tell you that. This stuff is not easy, because if it was, then guess what? Everyone would be having 6, 7, 8, 9-figure businesses. This is truly that 1% shit. Like it or not, but that's the truth here. So if you do this, if you take that step ahead after watching this video, you have to be accountable. Make your own decision worth it at the end of the day. You have to be accountable for the time, energy, and focus that you're going to be putting in on a day-to-day, week-to-week, and month-to-month basis. And truth be told, you may have to miss a few family vacations, a few birthdays here and there. Those sacrifices are going to have to be made. I still make sacrifices till this day. There are no doubt different types of sacrifices due to the level I am right now, and I'm very grateful about that. But what I'm saying is that they're going to have to be made at every stage of entrepreneurship. And lastly, if family is really in the way, try and move out. I know it's easier said than done, but try and get some roommates and move out and really give yourself that fairness and that focus to work on your business. Focus is huge. Focus is a key word here, and when combined with consistency, it really will set the tone for what your outcome will be. So I'm not here to tell you that you should drop out or that you shouldn't drop out, right? That's still a decision that you're going to have to make for yourself. This is up to you, and at the end of the day, it should be up to you. But weigh out the options, write the pros and cons out if truly needed on a piece of paper. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I can't do that for y'all, unfortunately, because there's just 2 different microvariants in place for every single individual. But regardless, I hope this video really gave some insight based off of my experiences and thus form some clarity. Just know that whatever you do, whatever decision you make, I'm here to support you. Just promise to both of us that regardless, you'll follow your intuition and make the most of it. Until the next one, your boy is out. Peace.